So, by the end of this essay, Donovan draws the conclusion to say that religious experiences are not sufficient in and of themselves to form knowledge claims about God. They simply, so to answer his question, can we form knowledge about God based on experience? No, we can't. This is not available. But, and there are a couple of very important buts here. In the first place, that doesn't mean to say that religious experiences are meaningless. He's not in any sense suggesting that. He says that religious experiences are incredibly meaningful, incredibly important for believers. They shape believers' lives, they make a massive difference, they shape believers' lives and actions and so on. They form the kind of the mainstay of traditions and scriptures and so on. These are incredibly important. There's no way that we could simply describe these things as being meaningless. And secondly, it isn't necessarily true that religious experiences therefore don't happen. They may well happen. But, and here's the thing that Donovan's been very keen to kind of lay out again and again and again. You can't use religious experiences in order to establish the truth of Christianity. But if you can establish the truth of Christianity by some other means, then it may well be true that religious experiences do occur. You just simply have to get it the right way around. You can't use the experience to establish the truth of Christianity. But if you have established the truth of Christianity, then religious experiences may be true. So, there are two possible ways in which Donovan can conclude. He can conclude by saying something like Swinburne's cumulative argument, to say, well, if you use religious experience in tandem with other arguments, like the design argument or the cosmological argument or other fashions of establishing the truths of God, then you might be able to say something. That's one way in which Donovan can conclude. The other is in a more Wittgensteinian type fashion, to say, well, religious experiences are incredibly valuable. We can't use them to form knowledge claims. We can't use them to establish propositional truths, but instead we can think of them as, manifestations of blicks or something like that, something non-cognitive that shape our attitudes and our feelings and our convictions and our worldview, but in no sense really describe the world around us. Donovan's not absolutely clear, I don't think, which of these he's really going for. I think there are grounds for suggesting either interpretation. And certainly, in terms of the essay that you write and in terms of the way in which you kind of address it, I would employ this and make use of it and say, well, Donovan could be arguing this, or he could be arguing this, and he doesn't make it absolutely plain, which it is. But it definitely allows you to be bringing in some extra material. Now I'm going to do a couple more videos on top of these ones, just talking about essays and talking about the way in which you're going to want to do something about it. They're going to be slightly longer and slightly wafflier, no doubt, but hopefully they'll allow you a little bit of practical insight. I'm glad that they've been useful in some fashion. Cheers.